Hey loves, this is just a super quick live. I'm in Tesco's. I'm about to go and get a spiralizer because, as you know, I'm doing my little detox and I'm feeling good. Anyway, I wanted to do this live because just before I left, my husband said something to me that I just thought was utterly ridiculous. So, for those of you who are on my email list, you will know that my husband has fractured his back. It's a hairline fracture. It does sound a lot worse than what it is. He's not in a wheelchair. He can walk. He just can't lift anything for the next 6 weeks, which is kind of an arse from a kind of family dynamics perspective. But we are very lucky. His mum and dad are staying with us and are helping us out. So that is really super cool. Anyway, he just comes into me before I'm about to go, and he says, "Have you seen this story?" And it's about a guy that has just kind of ridden his bike with a broken back across, I don't know, 3 continents or something ridiculous like that. It's a really crazy effort. And he's like, "This is what I mean. This is why I don't want to go and get my back re-x-rayed because his mum is saying to him he needs to go and get doubly checked out now he's back in the UK. This is why I don't want to get my back re-x-rayed. They're just going to say, oh, how terrible, blah blah. And then he follows up this example of the guy on his bike cycling 3 continents, and then starts talking about the stag do he's been invited on. A stag do that involves coast walking. So if you're not familiar with coast walking, it's when you put on a wetsuit and you travel and you kind of hike across the rocks. I mean, it sounds really fucking boring. But aside from that, if you've got a fractured back and you're not, hiking across rocks is not the most sensible thing that you can be doing with your time. Anyway, I'm like, well... And he starts talking to me about all of the stuff that he's supposed to plan for this stag do. And I'm like, well, it's lucky you're not going, isn't it? And he's like, what do you mean I'm not going? I'm like, well, you can't go. You've got a fractured back. He said, no. Look at that guy who's just cycled 3 continents. I'm like, if you were in the mindset... Hello, whoever that is. I've just been kind of chatting away to myself. Feel free to say hello and I can say hello back. If you were in the mindset of cycling across 3 continents and you were acting like that now, I would have no problem with you going on to this stag do. So just to recap for whoever that is, my husband's fractured his back. He has been kind of not on bed rest, but he's not allowed to lift anything for the next 6 weeks. We've got his mother and father living with us until at least the end of the month to help out with the kids, which is an absolute godsend. My husband, before I came out to get my spiralizer, was just... Oh, it's you, Nicola, hey! Was just saying how he's intending to go on this stag do coast walking. Now, coast walking is when you wear a wetsuit and you kind of rabble yourself over the rocks. It's totally not the thing that you should be doing if you've got a hairline fracture in your back. Now, the way that he justified going on this stag do soon... still was the fact that this guy he'd read about who had a broken back had cycled 3 continents. And I'm like, look, if you were in the mindset of cycling 3 make sure you wipe from front to back, okay? There you go. If you were in the mindset of cycling across 3 continents, I'd be like, go knock yourself out, not literally. Go knock yourself out and do the coast walking. But he's not. He is. He's not lifting anything. He won't pick up any of the children. He's kind of tentatively walking around. Really being protective of his back, as he should be, and as I am encouraging him to be. But then don't say you're in the mindset to go coast walking, which is a kind of dangerous activity if you've got a hairline fracture, because you're not, Going all in means, and we're going to be talking about this tomorrow, Nicholas Snowd, going all in means acting as the person that you want to be in every area of your life. You can't pick and choose. And I think the biggest mistake, or the biggest kind of block that most people have, is that you are acting in alignment in one area, or you're acting in the way that you think that you should be. So maybe that is getting up in the morning and writing your affirmations and doing some meditation. But in every other area of your life, or even in one key area of your life, you are not acting you're not acting as the person that you are saying that you want to be. So, and I really recommend actually, Nicola, you listening to the podcast that I posted in the Baby Business School this morning. I think that you will really benefit from it. Everybody will benefit from it, but I think it'd be really useful for you to have listened to before we meet tomorrow, if you get the opportunity. But you have to be, every time you're kind of in that scarcity mindset, every time you are not making the Facebook Live or the sales call or whatever, you are holding yourself back. So what I'm saying to you, my lovely, and anybody else that watches this on the replay, really check in with yourself. If you are saying that you want something, are you acting as though the person who has already achieved that thing in every area of your life? And if you're not, please don't make the mistake of thinking that you're going all in and then wondering why things are not working out for you. Because you think you're all in, but you are not. Right, so I'm going to leave you with that before I pop into Tesco's, and I will see you on the other side. Bye. Mwah. Love ya.